You're buying the great house. You're getting a tremendous deal because it's a foreclosure. So here's the thing. If you're buying a foreclosure, are you going to have to pay a lot of fees that the seller usually pays at a closing? Well, let's talk about it. I'm Ben Weaver, Illinois attorney. I help folks all over the Chicagoland area buy and sell principal residence, their house. And today we're going to talk about how expensive it could get if you're buying a foreclosure. Now, the thing about a foreclosure is it's a great deal. Most likely, the price is well below the market value for a reason. The bank, maybe another entity, institutional entity, came across it. They own the property now, they own that house, and they're just trying to get rid of it. So they put it below market to get someone to buy it, and it could be in pristine condition, it could be in horrible condition, but you know that you need to get it fixed up. Anyway, it's on you to basically pay all the fees at closing because that institution, that financial institution, bank, knows that they're selling it to you below market. So that means paying title fees, paying for a survey, there may be fees to, say, turn the water back onto the house. All those fees are going to be the buyer's responsibility. Hopefully, everything is buttoned up on the seller's end so that we can close as soon as possible. But sometimes the seller, even though it's the house is on foreclosure, they're still working on the details behind the scenes. So I've had experiences where the buyer makes an offer on a foreclosure. They say, okay, we're going to close 1 month from today. The lender gets everything ready. In fact, they get everything so ready that we close. The buyer is able to close a week early, but the seller is still working on the paperwork in the behind the scenes. And then that 1 month turns into 2 months. And then all of a sudden, not only does the buyer know that they have to pay all the seller's fees at closing, but now they're getting hit with interest rate lock fees from the lender. Well, guess what? Even though it's the seller's fault that you're not closing on time, the seller isn't going to pay those interest rate lock fees. They're going to tell the buyer that the buyer has to pay those. So now the closing is being delayed because of the seller. You're accruing interest rate lock fees on top of all the other closing fees that you've already committed to paying, and it just keeps adding up and adding up. Guess what, buyer? Since it's a foreclosure, you're still going to be responsible for paying most of those fees. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but hopefully you're getting such a great deal. Hopefully that foreclosure price is so far below market that you're getting coming out ahead in the end. But just be aware that if you're a buyer and you're buying foreclosure, most likely you're going to have to pay all the fees at closing, and hopefully you're getting such a great deal that you're still going to come out ahead. Do you have any stories about buying a foreclosure? What was it like? Leave them in the comments below. I'm Ben Weaver, Illinois attorney, and I'll see you in the next video.